Hey everybody, welcome to the pre-certification course. We're so glad that you have joined us. I'm Shantelle Flake and with is Jackie Peterson. We are both certified health coaches with Take Shape for Life. And our certification is backed by the McDonald Center for Obesity Prevention Education. It's called COPE. And it's at the Villanova University College of Nursing. And we're just so excited that you've joined us. It's November 20th. And if this is your second week in the course, great, awesome, you're right on track. If this is your first week with us, I'm so glad that you came, welcome. Feel free to listen to last week's to kind of catch up and complete the assignments and just jump right in. Really, there's no better time to start than just now. So just to be clear, I wanted to go over what this pre-certification exam is. Really, you have the option of becoming a Take Shape for Life health coach and paying it forward for continuing education, your certification if you choose to. There's no obligation just by attending this video conference, but we're just happy that you came to learn more about obesity prevention and to really just learn more business skills. So we are actually using the book, Discover Your Optimal Health. Does it look familiar? If you don't have a copy of this, grab it up real quick. We definitely recommend you having a copy. You can get it online from your health coach, on your Kindle, and just read along as the weeks progress. So really our goal is to help you feel confident and educate yourself in the information that you would be tested if you choose to do that certification. So I wanted to introduce my co-host for the call. I've had the opportunity of working as a certified health coach with Jackie Peterson for the past couple years. Jackie has been a dear friend of mine all the way back from when we were in high school, and I just adore her. I have been able to witness a complete miracle in her life. Jackie, would you mind telling us a little bit about that?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Shantelle. So let me with my story. So this was me 3 years ago in the hospital. I actually 3 years ago from yesterday, so I just hit my anniversary of my 3rd year, I went through emergency open heart surgery. And honestly, it was the scariest thing I've ever gone through. After my surgery, I was just kind of thrown through a loop. I never knew I had heart problems. I never knew that anything was ever wrong. I had just had my baby. He was 3 months old. And I left the hospital in heart failure, and the doctors told me for sure I need a heart transplant. And honestly, the weeks and the months that followed were just crazy. I never knew. I was always scared that something was going to happen to me. I was always scared that I wouldn't be around for my family, that I wouldn't be around for my baby. I was so sick. I slept every day, all day. I couldn't even take care of my family. Doing the daily tasks and the chores, I couldn't even do that. And I just remember waking up about 9 months after my surgery, and I remember thinking, oh my goodness, like this has got to change. I cannot feel like this anymore. And my family deserves to have a mom and a wife. And so I started kind of looking out there, and I found Take Shape for Life. And when I found it, I immediately knew that this was something that was going to be perfect for me. And so I started the program, and within 10 days, I started feeling a huge difference in my health. I stopped taking naps, which for me, that was huge. I mean, I'd sleep 3 and 4 hours a day. So, and then I started just having the hope that I could take care of my own health and that I would actually be around for my family. And then, the biggest thing for me is one day I didn't take a nap, and instead of taking a nap, I actually cleaned my house. And I know that sounds really dumb, but that was me. I was so excited to be able to even just clean my house, and that was huge. So I, ended up losing 35 pounds on the 5-in-1 program of Take Shape for Life, and then another 10 pounds since then in the maintenance phase. And I can just tell you, I feel so much better. My health is improving, and 3 years later, I am at a place where I never thought I would be. And I'm so thankful for it. So.
Thank you so much, Jackie, for sharing that. That is nothing short of a miracle. Absolutely. I think us coaches on the line can totally agree that is why we do what we do. We are health coaches because we love to pay it forward and see those stories unfold. in front of our eyes. It's just amazing. And I have to say, Jackie's story is unique, but it's not uncommon. We hear stories like this every single day. People call us up and get to tell us that they're off their medications. They're doing things that they haven't done in years. They're lowering their medications even. I mean, just something as simple as that. They're improving their health. They're getting to be with their family more. They're extending their life. It's just incredible. And that, to me, is why what's so fun about health coaching. We get to offer hope to people that have never seen that hope before. So thank you for sharing that, Jackie.
Awesome. Thanks, Shantelle. So, last week we talked a little bit about, if you were on, if not, get caught up. We talked a little bit about our environment and how we live in an obesogenic world, that our environment is not conducive to what our long-term health goals are. And it can deter us from our long-term health goals. So we also talked a little bit about how to create what you want for yourself. So, here's a question. If you are living in an environment that is not conducive to what you want to accomplish with yourself, then, is it possible to achieve optimal health? And, is it worth achieving it? Is it worth attempting it even, right? Many times we center our lives around things that take us away from health and things that don't really help us towards our goals. And so, but I wanted to let you know that as a health coach, I have seen that it is possible to make the transition to change those habits and the things that, to help you change your environment around you. So, it does take a conscious effort to get there. And so, it does take a lot of effort on your part, but I know that it's worth it. So, here's a good question to ask yourself. Does health really matter to you? Is that something that you're willing to explore and to fight for yourself?
And it's funny because the first time somebody asked me that, I went to a presentation. I was like, well, duh. Yeah. Like, it kind of sounds like a silly question, but you have to think. Like, you have to think to yourself, does it really matter to me? And what would I do? Like, what extent would I go to actually improve my health? I want to read you a quote from Dr. A's book. It says, man sacrifices his health in order to make money. Then he sacrifices money to recuperate his health. He lives as if he is never going to die and then dies having never really lived. Pretty sad, right? I think that this is really that's like the American dream. It's so ingrained in us, right? It's like success at all costs. Although success isn't really a negative thing, we know that's a great thing and that comes along with it, but there's no direct correlation between success and actual happiness. So Jackie, do you want to kind of talk about a little different approach?
Yeah, definitely. So, like Shantelle said, the American dream isn't a bad thing. Like, wanting success is not bad. And, wanting things, desiring more for your family, more money, that's usually a good thing. But most commonly, we sacrifice our health for our success. And it leaves us an unbalanced life. And I know from firsthand experience that when you lack in health, so many other things lack as well, right? So, I want you to think of yourself, think a little bit, move my slides here for just a minute, look at a wheel, right? I want you to, let's look at the wheel and let's see, it consists of three components, right? So you have the wheel, you have the spokes, and you have the hub. So I want you to think of your life like a wheel, right? So each spoke on the wheel is like a different facet of your life. So you have your family, you have your friends, you have your fun, you have your vacations, whatever it is. Each spoke is a component to your life, right? And right there at the hub is your health. A lot of times we get it mixed up where we put our success in the middle and then we put our health kind of as one of those other aspects. But have you ever noticed that when your health goes down, like other areas of your life go down? If you're so unhealthy, you have to go to the doctor's a lot and your financial health goes away, right? If you're so unhealthy and you can't even get out of bed, your relationships kind of, deteriorate. So really, by putting the health in the middle of your wheel, the rest of the wheel can function properly. And just kind of like your life, if you put health in the middle of your life, it's going to function so much better, and it's going to really balance your life out a lot more. So, now that you have all the spokes on the wheel in a proper place, we are ready to get started, right? So now you're on this bike and your wheels of life, right? And you're going down, you're in the park, and what happens? It starts raining on you. What do you do?
Uh-oh. I love this analogy. I love, and we're just coming straight from your reading, chapters 1 through 3. And let's take this analogy just a little bit further, okay? So although we have a really good foundation, there are some more things that we have to establish in our life to make sure that we keep ourselves dry from the obesogenic world out there, right? So, no matter how hard you don't want to get wet or how hard you think you're not going to get wet, the simple laws of nature are that obviously you're going to get wet, right? We need to do something to keep us from that. So instead, you can think about some tools that you want to have in order to keep dry. So let's think of some things like maybe an umbrella, a raincoat, a rain hat, rubber boots. However, each one of these aren't going to keep your whole body dry, right? And it's kind of like sometimes think about our health. Do we ever occasionally start a diet, or do we ever just take vitamins on occasion? Do we go to our doctor annually or exercise just to keep us healthy? Do we think those things are just that one thing is going to keep us healthy? No, right? The obesogenic world is raining upon us from the time that we get up in the morning until we go to bed at night. It's Dr. A talks about building a pavilion over ourselves, not relying on just that one umbrella or that one raincoat. It's like building this pavilion, so to speak. And Dr. A talks about 10 things that we can do. Jackie, what was your favorite one that he talked about?
Oh, by far, for me, it was about creating a healthy mindset. And part of that was I grew up my whole entire life, emotionally eating and thinking that was okay. Because whenever I would cry, my mom would hand me, some candy. Or every time I had a stressful day, I wanted to eat a whole gallon of ice cream. And so for me, the tool that I used that has literally changed my whole entire mindset is the Stop, Challenge, and Choose tool that Dr. A talks about in Habits of Health. And I'll hurry and just go over it because it really is one of my most favorite things. So he talks about stop, right? So when you're in the moment and you're about to pound that chocolate, you stop. You take a deep breath and you center yourself and you stop the action in which you're about to do. And then you challenge it. You have to say to yourself, even out loud, I've had to do this, but you say out loud, say, why am I feeling like this? What outcome do I really want? Is this something that is going to lead me to health or take it away from me? And what do I really want? And then you choose. You make a healthy choice for an optimal outcome. And so for me, it has made all the difference in everything that I've done is that I have literally stopped and said out loud, what the heck am I doing, right? And then I had to choose what I really wanted. And in the end, I do want health, and I really want that. And it has really helped me just change my mindset in a completely different way.
Okay, it's something so simple, but you've got to try it. It's changed my life personally, and it changed my client's life. So put it to the test. And I promise you'll catch yourself mid-grab into the pantry and going, stop. But it's so cool. It's the power of we get to choose our actions. It's so powerful that we get to decide what we want our future to be like in our health and all of our decisions. And it's cool that you can stop yourself at any point leading up to that decision. And it's not just in health. It's not just in eating. It's in every single area of our life. So definitely try it. Thank you, Jackie, for teaching us that. I wanted to tell you what tool I loved in his book. I really identified with the one about recognizing what our world looks like and our family and friends. My family and friends, that is a huge factor for me. In fact, when I heard that health coaches are 5 times more likely to reach and maintain their weight, I was all in. I was like, okay, just for that one thing, that's amazing. We're 5 times more likely as health coaches. And in fact, I don't know if you've heard of this statistic, but you're 171% more likely to follow your friends, whether they're unhealthy or healthy, but you're that much more likely to follow their influence. So if you're surrounding yourself with friends with like mind, like-minded health goals. And for me, I love my health family. Like health coaches, I get to spend a lot of time. We go on incentive trips together. We hang out together. We go to events together. And a lot of my time is I get to spend with these people. And I'm just friends with them, so we hang out all the time. And to me, that's what I want to surround people. I want to surround myself with a positive influence, so it's easier for me. I guess I'm kind of selfish like that.
No, I love that, Chantelle. It's like, you know, as we were talking about this obesogenic world that's constantly raining down on us, you know, why not surround yourself with the people that are like-minded and that are really going to help you accomplish those goals? So, you know, one thing that I think is really cool. So there was in Australia, I don't know if any of you have heard of this, but in Australia, they have, I don't know if you've heard of the tobacco ads, but they have tobacco ads in Australia where they are required to put on the label pictures of what their product can do to you. Okay, look at these photos. Like, would you ever buy anything that would make you be like that? Seriously, right? I would never pick up anything that would cause my body harm like that. Yet we still have the foods that are around us and in our environment that are constantly being thrown at us. We go to the store, sometimes we don't even know what to pick up because it says whole grain, and yet you look on the label and it says whole grain corn, right? Like we don't really even know what's in the stuff. So what if our labels in the United States actually had a picture on what it does to you? Like the Big Mac will have like a guy with an open heart surgery saying too much cholesterol or something like that. Like that's what I think. You know, what can we do to help improve what we have? And you know, just an idea. So, that's just one of the cool things we get to do as a health coach. We get to help with that awareness. We get to help our clients understand what is harmful and what is actually really great for their health and how they can change it and how they can be empowered by it. And that is really the true magic of being a health coach. And, so let's talk a little bit about health coaching and about your business, right? Because that's probably what you're wondering. You probably either just started as a health coach or you're going to start as a health coach or you're just looking into it. Either way, let's just talk to you about some factors of success for your business. Number one, I find that the first factor of success is the story that you tell other people. Everybody has a story, but what story are you telling?
It's true. Number one, most important thing, if I have to say, is what you share with others about what happened to you. And Jackie, do you mind if I embarrass you just for a second?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, since you already shared your story with us, it's a perfect example. I want to point out a few things that I really loved about Jackie's story that she did. Did everyone hear how brief and concise it was? Okay. When we talk to our clients or whoever we're talking to, they want to know what happened to us, but it is about them too. So they don't want us to go on for days and days and days and all the details. You know how you just kind of tune out when people start talking like that. So Jackie, it was brief and concise. So I suggest getting out a piece of paper and writing 3 things that you were before Take Shape for Life and 3 things that you were after Take Shape for Life. Okay. And one other thing is that your delivery was amazing. I loved how compelling you were. I could feel your passion in your voice and just how genuine that experience that she had. And that, I mean, you could just see through her picture how it was provoking so much emotion with what she went through. That was a really hard time in her life. And she let us know it wasn't just like on autopilot because she's told it a million times. It's like telling it almost for the first time and really remembering what that was really like so you could portray that passion and those feelings. Just say what's true to you though. You know, we didn't all go through, heart surgery. For me, honestly, I didn't even lose any weight on the program. And when I first started being a health coach, I thought, well, you gotta have a weight loss story to help anybody, right? But I soon realized that that's not necessary. I just shared what's true to me. So what I would say is, I really just came into this business having an interest in health and fitness. And I saw that this program had all the tools that I could actually help people improve their health, where I had tried so many different things in helping people, but they never actually worked. But what I realized in turn, after a certain amount of time, after a while, I really started internalizing what I was teaching other people, the habits of health. And I ended up having more energy. I have 4 little boys, and it's a necessity around our house. You got to have energy. The mom, yeah, we have to have energy around here. And also my sugar cravings were almost non-existent. And I learned how to balance those blood sugars with eating 6 small meals a day. So for me, it was more a story of being in complete control of my health and wanting to help other people.
I love that, Shantelle. Thank you. I love it. Telling you your story is ending. So really do what Shantelle says, write it down, and talk to your mentor coach or whoever invited you on here to really craft that story and really get that. So another factor of success that I find is people, right? I mean, in order to have clients, you've got to talk to people. And the only difference to where you are right now, as opposed to where you want to be with in this business, is people. You know, and you're going to be talking to a lot of people, telling them your story that you just crafted, and really, really getting out there. And there's a couple of different avenues, and we'll talk to you about that. You know, just dipping into your warm market, which means, you know, your friends, your family, your people that are close around you that really care about your story, and they know you. They know you, and they want to see what has changed you. And so that's the difference. It's just people talking to them. There's an unlimited supply of amount of people to talk to. We have 300 million people in America. So there's a lot of people.
Absolutely. And even more so after being a health coach for 3 years, I realized how few of my warm market I've contacted. Like I'm embarrassed to say, but I still have neighbors that I haven't been able to connect with to be able to share this awesome gift with them. And I feel like I feel like I'm in a lifeboat, and I have this amazing gift that's going to save so many people, but I can only help so many people with my time. And I'm wanting to help more people, but that's how I feel. It's just no shortage of people. But thank you for sharing that. Something else I wanted to go over, the third factor of success, is limiting beliefs and concepts. Okay. I want you to think just for a second. Think about some things that you may have thought in your mind, maybe during this presentation, or maybe, you know, this week as you're talking to clients or your mentor coach. These are things that you think in your mind that may stop you from action. Okay. These things may or may not be true, but we don't really know. There's no way to prove these things. But I want you to be thinking of a couple things. One, I want to go over a couple, Jackie, and maybe you can help, and Amber, even if you want to hop off mute, I want to go over a few things and a couple concepts that are very common as health coaches. What about this is a common one. My friends are already all healthy. Like I pretty much, like, my friends and family are healthy. What would you guys say for that? Is that something that you found to be true, or what?
For me, I can answer that, Shantelle. I think that I thought that when I first started coaching, I was like, I play volleyball with all these healthy people. My family, they're pretty thin. And what I found is that actually over the years, there's been like 1,000 pounds lost in my family, first off. So they didn't feel like they were as healthy as I thought them to be, I guess is how you can say that. I would prejudge them. I go, oh my goodness, my mom, she probably wouldn't be interested in this because she exercises and she eats pretty well. But in her mind, she's going, boy, I could really drop 35 pounds, increase my energy. I really don't feel like I'm at my optimal health. And so the prejudging factor was huge for me.
Okay. And Amber is actually my coach. And if she would have prejudged me and thought those things of me, I would be nowhere where I am with my health right now. Although I didn't have any weight to lose, I had a lot of energy and just so many different things. And I had a passion to help other people. And so she shared that with me. So I'm so grateful, Amber, that you didn't prejudge and really focus on that concept. So thank you. And if you have any concept, will you please chat the chat thread and bring some up? But another one, Jackie, this is the big one. What about, I don't want to sell to my friends or bug my friends? Raise your hand if you've ever thought that before, or just blink your eyes.
I'll say it.
Jackie, what do you think about that one?
So I have to say, I totally fell in that category at one point. And honestly, the more I coach and the more I understand about what we have, I'm not selling anything. Really, my job is to coach people, to help them to health, and to give them the tools that we have. But really, in the end, it's about if you can talk to somebody and help them discover what they want for themselves, this is the easiest sell if you're thinking you're selling. This is literally something that people want. And we're just making a match. We're asking people what they want for themselves and seeing if what we have fits what they want. If it doesn't, that's okay. And that's okay to recognize that and to say, you know what, this isn't for you, but thank you for your time, right? But in the end, think of those relationships. Think of those people that you love so much. If they knew what you had, they would be really mad if you did not share it with them. So make a match. See if what we have to offer is what they need, and that's all you're doing. So that's
beautiful. Right. Isn't that so true? I actually have my sister-in-law, Sarah Flake. She says to this day now, why didn't you tell me about this sooner? Because she, I was a little bit hesitant at first, especially with my family for some reason. I thought, well, I don't want them to think that I'm trying to get them into something, whatever. I'm going to wait till they come on their own. And then when they found out what this was, when it was revealed, it was like, what are you waiting for? And it's just funny when I hear that line. I think, oh, darn it. My concepts are getting in the way. Okay, Amber, what about this concept of and it's probably a concept because we may hear it a few times. We may hear it from a lot of people is people say, oh my goodness, that's way too expensive. I could never afford this program. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's a common one because people, they're always very conscious of their budget and things like that. So the first thing I'd like to point out is, well, do you really know what you're spending on your health right now? So there's so many different things that encompass your health. It's the food you buy, right? Gym memberships, medications, going to the doctor, vitamins. I mean, there's so many different things that people spend money on health. And then you have to really look into this program and go, what exactly is this program offering me? And is that worth it? Because in the end, you have to just know if your health is worth it to you and if this is a good match for you. And I found people who they didn't have two pennies to rub together, but they made it happen because it was that important to them. That they said, you know what? Maybe I'm going to take money out of my retirement, or maybe this really is cost neutral and I was thinking that it costs more than it does. So I like to call the card of really looking into what you spend on health all together, because you pay money now or you pay money later, right?
Yep, it's true. This program is cost neutral, like you said, for most people. And if it's not, like you said, people are going to spend money on what's the priority for them. And whether it's a priority now or later, you're going to have to pay for it later through medications and keeping you alive. So I love that. Thank you. Thank you. All right, you guys, if you have, the limiting concepts, it's interesting. Be aware of what goes through your mind. If anything is stopping you from action, if say you're ready to work and then all of a sudden you have a thought that pops into your head, make sure and connect with your mentor coach, write it down and go through that and talk through it and see really what's making you think that, because limiting concepts are exactly that. It's limiting your belief. It may or may not be true. Okay. And why, if it's not even true, then why don't we just make up something that's going to help us get what we want in the end? And in the end, we want to help people get healthy, right? So maybe we could just make up a good outcome and say, well, they're going to want this. They're going to want me to call them. And if they do, great. If not, fine. It's really just doing the things that are going to help us in the end. It's called the red light, green light thinking. Red light thinking is all the negative things that stop us from action. Green light thinking is all the things that we can replace those thoughts with that are actually going to move us into action. Okay, so that's kind of a little challenge for this week. But we are about out of time. So thank you so much for everybody for joining us on the call. It's just so fun to see everybody, and make sure to get with who invited you to the call, your mentor coach, and help them, have them help you create that story. Okay. and then have them help you with any concepts you have. So that's kind of your homework as far as the business side goes. And as far as the pre-certification, the third next week, we're going to be going over chapters 4 and 5 in Discover Your Optimal Health. And so look for that homework assignment in your email, okay? So let's go out there and get America healthy and have a great week, you guys. We'll see ya.